All right, to get a little more perspective on Antonio Brown going to the Patriots, we bring in Jeff Darlington and Mike Reiss. And Jeff, let me start with you. Based on how Antonio Brown left Pittsburgh and what just transpired in Oakland, how can we expect him to be committed to the Patriot way with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady?
Michael, that's a great question. That is the million-dollar question here. I mean, I remember sitting down with Antonio Brown, and one of the key quotes that came out of that this offseason was when I said to him that, look, general managers are going to want to hear that what happened in Pittsburgh week 17 where he walked is not going to happen again. And Brown didn't flinch. He just said, if they're going to play, they're going to have to play by my rules. My rules does not exactly seem to go with what the Patriot way is. In fact, it seems to be the exact opposite.
That's right, Jeff. I mean, you walk into that Patriots locker room and you have to do it by Bill Belichick's rules, and he's setting the tone for the Patriots. And the hope that the Patriots have is that team-first culture where the individual submerges his ego, sort of takes over. And you think back, 2004, Corey Dillon, 2007, Randy Moss. They came in and they sort of got swept away by that team-first culture. Can Antonio Brown do the same thing? Compelling.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, you bring up a good point because there have been other players of this ilk, to use that paraphrase, that have come to New England and had success, and a lot of people were surprised about that success based on their past. So with that being said, other than Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, what's that infrastructure there in New England that enables these players who may have had trouble past elsewhere go there and excel?
Well, it's great leadership in the locker room, and it goes beyond Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. This is one of the oldest teams in the league. They just named their captains last week. You got Devin McCourty, a 9-time captain. Just players throughout the locker room that really set the tone for them. And I would just add a little flavor as to how this all went down, on Saturday. They were in their team meetings. This is a day before a game, so it's not like the Patriots players and coaches were right on top of this. I mean, it almost surprised them to a degree. They're focused on the Steelers, so that sort of adds some flavor to this whole conversation.
Well, it's interesting, and I was speaking with someone who's very close with Tom Brady about what it is that Tom does specifically to help a guy along like Josh Gordon, and he was just saying that Tom just has this incredibly calming presence. He has a way about him around players like Josh Gordon or Randy Moss or guys who have had behavioral issues elsewhere, and he does so in a way that sort of feels very natural. So that could help. And Michael, by the way, we should also point out to you that Antonio Brown will not be there tomorrow night on the field. He still has to, all of his paperwork still has to process with the team, and he has to be a member of the team before he can participate in any team-related activities.
Well, when he becomes officially a member of the team, clearly he would be the best wide receiver that Tom Brady has thrown to since Randy Moss was there several years ago. Jeff Darlington, Mike Reiss, appreciate the time here on SportsCenter.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.